Swamiji. What is the difference between an action which is dharmic and adharmic, and what do you do when a dharmic action might hurt someone's feeling?
The word dharma in Sanskrit means that which gives support, that which sustains. So let's say that there is a pot made of clay. What gives support to the existence of the pot? What sustains the existence of the pot? The answer is simple. The clay supports the existence of the pot. The clay sustains the existence of the pot. So the clay is the dharma of the pot, and the pot is the manifestation of that dharma. Now, after using the example of the pot, so what is my dharma as a human being? My dharma as a human being is something that sustains my existence on all levels. And of course, it's very difficult to know what is that something. Therefore, at the beginning of creation, knowledge was imparted to humanity, and the knowledge described what is dharma, what is that which sustains the existence of everything, what is adharma, what is that that works against the existence of everything. So there are two forces here. One force sustains, another force works against it. So since the beginning of time, people were taught what is dharma, what is adharma. To understand this, if we go to the universe, we say that there are laws of nature. So if we think about it, those laws of nature sustain the existence of the universe, and the universe is a universe of matter, of energy, and of information. But although the universe is a universe of matter, energy, and information, and although we somehow know from physics that matter and energy are the same entity and also information, still there are laws, nature laws, that sustain the existence of the manifested universe. So what are these nature laws? So as we investigate, humanity already knows quite a lot about it. So we know that there are certain laws, and there are not many. Relatively speaking, there are not many laws. But there are laws that sustain the physical existence. However, even our scientists will say that they don't have yet the ultimate theory. They don't have yet a theory where one formula is going to explain everything. Not yet. But they are trying to reach that point. From a yogic point of view, the meaning of it is that even our scientists understand intuitively that there is something more fundamental than matter, than energy, than information, than the external universe, something more fundamental that sustains this whole thing. But they don't know yet what is that fundamental thing. We call that fundamental thing dharma, that which gives support. Now, dharma is not jada. Dharma is not insentient. And this we need to understand. because from a yogic perspective, this is the point to understand well. The cause of creation, according to yoga, is a conscious cause. The cause of creation is conscious. The most fundamental thing that supports everything is consciousness, is existence, and its supreme happiness. That fundamental reality that supports everything, this is the ultimate Dharma. And that ultimate Dharma, as it manifests itself as Dharma and Adharma, means things that sustain the creation and things that oppose the sustenance of creation. Now, even in material science, we know about matter and antimatter and things of this nature, where we have certain things that sustain this physical creation and certain things that oppose the existence of the physical creation. And by the play between these two realities, creation is sustained. So there is a deeper Dharma, but the manifested Dharma comes in the form of Dharma and Adharma, that which sustains, that which opposes sustenance. Now, the laws of existence that sustain creation were described in the Vedas, were described in the Tantras, and were taught to humanity by lineages of masters to millennia and millennia and millennia. So, in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that when it comes to questions of what is Dharma and Adharma, you have to consult the scriptures. This is what Lord Krishna himself taught Arjuna. When it comes to questions of Dharma and Adharma, you do not go and simply read scriptures, but you go and you study these scriptures from a qualified teacher that can explain to you the scriptures. What are the scriptures? They are a manifestation of knowledge. And knowledge is what is required in order to understand what is Dharma, what is Adharma. Now, talking about the Veda. The word Veda means knowledge. Now we have 4 Vedas. But in the past, originally, there was only one Veda. There was a great sage by the name of Maharishi Vyasa. And that sage took the one Veda and divided it in four different Vedas. So one Veda became 4 Vedas. However, each one of the Vedas is divided in 2, generally speaking. One part is called the Karma Kanda. Karma Kanda is the portion of the Veda that deals with action, with life in the world, how to conduct our life in the world according to Dharma. And another part of the Veda, the second part of each Veda, is called Jnana Kanda, the part that deals with knowledge, the part that deals with the knowledge of the self. So we call this Pravritti Dharma. Pravritti Dharma means the Dharma, the law that deals with creation. Nivritti Dharma, the law that deals with the knowledge of the self. These are, generally speaking, the 2 divisions of the Veda. Now, Vedas consist of mantras. And we can say that about 80% of the mantras in the Veda deal with Dharma. The Karma Kanda of the Veda, the action part of the Veda, is an investigation into what is Dharma, what is Adharma. So the knowledge is there. There are qualified teachers that teach this knowledge. There are great yogis that teach this knowledge. Therefore, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, if you want to know what is Dharma, you need to rely on the scriptures. And in order to understand what the scriptures say, you need to rely on qualified teachers. So this is about the Dharma and Dharma, how to know what is Dharma, what is Adharma. Now, not everyone can easily understand the Vedas. So the rishis, the sages, wrote texts which are friendly, which are easy to understand in the form of stories, parables, and so on. They wrote such texts. And one of the texts, and there are many texts, but one of the texts is a very large text. It's a friendly text, easy to understand, and it deals specifically with the subject of Dharma. And this is the Mahabharata. The Bhagavad Gita consists of 701 stanzas out of 100,000 stanzas of the Mahabharata. The Mahabharata is written in poetry. The Mahabharata is written in verses, in rhyme. So it's a poem of 100,000 stanzas. And this whole poem gives us the understanding of what is Dharma and what is Adharma, but in an easier way. To study it from the Vedas themselves is more difficult. So there are many texts written by the sages that had a lot of compassion to make it easier for people to understand these topics. Therefore, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, when it comes to subject of what is Dharma, what is Adharma, you need to consult the scriptures. And to conclude, the word Dharma and Adharma also means righteousness and unrighteousness. Intuitively, we all feel that when other people deal with us, we would like to be dealt with righteousness, not with unrighteousness. The sages tell us that this intuition is a correct intuition. In the same manner that we all desire to be dealt with fairly and according to principles of righteousness, other people desire the same, not just us. Therefore, when we apply Dharma, we need to always remember the words, the principle of righteousness. It must be righteous. And what is righteousness? What is unrighteousness? The Vedas teach. The friendly scriptures do teach. The great masters teach. However, it's difficult to practice because we have so many tendencies and issues that initially it's difficult for us to practice. But in the longer run, we are going to be successful.